Hello and welcome to another broadcast by Utopia News. This is Wind signing on. We're going to look at the Genesis game, the Genesis side of Utopia today. I'm going to be creating a province and just walking you through a little bit, what goes on in Genesis. Right now, we're actually testing some of the changes for World of Legends, so we'll just be creating a Genesis province this time around, just to show you kind of what Genesis looks like. So, of course, the first thing we need to do is get over to the Utopia website. You can go there by just going to Google, typing in Utopia game, and it'll be the first link that comes up there. So I've got it open here already. So I mean, for anyone who hasn't played Utopia before, obviously you're going to have to sign up now. So just give you an idea what that looks like. Of course, sign up's free. Nice little video that they've made that shows you how to do it. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Username, email, password. Of course, you want to read the rules. The rules are really important. We've got a whole wiki for stuff like that. And of course, this referral ID is if someone refers you to the game, they actually get some pretty sweet perks. So there are some benefits to referring people to the game. You can find more information about that on the website. Alliance keys are no longer in use, so don't worry about that. You can also sign in with Facebook and Google. I already have an account, so I'm just going to select my account here and log in. Very easy stuff. This is the World of Legends on top. We're still in the pre-age. We're going to go down to Genesis. As you can see, we're testing World of Legends, final changes. This is round two. I wasn't able to make it for round one. We were busy doing another broadcast that day. As you can see, it gives you a little bit of information here. Status is running, 61 players online. This is our start date, and this is the end date, always measured in GMT plus 00. So we're going to enter the World of Genesis now. Maybe, if it lets me. No, I don't think it's going to let me. I wonder what's going on here. Oh, the game is ticking. Okay, we're just going to wait for that to happen. I didn't realize you couldn't make a province while the game was ticking. That's cool though. We'll just log in. There we go. One kingdom is recruiting, 0 invitations. I know I don't want to accept an invite and mess up someone's thing, so I'm just going to random into a province. So I'm going to begin conquest. All right. Now, what should I call myself? Let's see. I'm gonna call myself the new kid. Say derp. There we go. And oh man, geez, there's a lot of options here. Okay, hold on. Oh wow, look, it tells you what you can do. Okay, human. Okay, human. Avian, and orc seem to be popular. Let's take a look here, race and personality details. Now, one thing I'm going to point out about this age is that, they remove personality, so technically it's two races that we'll be selecting. Now, looking at the list here can be kind of overwhelming, but at the end of the day, everything's pretty good. This is not how it's going to appear in the World of Legends. It just has a bit of Genesis flair to it. Actually, hold on a second. You know what? This is looks identical actually. So yeah, good for that. It's set up in Genesis exactly the same way. There's no extra little perks or bonuses. Interesting how they did. Okay, so they did change some things, but nothing, maybe not even. Yeah, they did change. No, you know what? They didn't change anything. I'm not sure about this one. This kind of looks a bit strange. I don't remember that being there in the final changes, but whatever. All right, let's go down. So everyone was picking human. Looks like they benefit from, they get some extra scientists, convert specialists into elites. That's always cool. Looks like everybody does that though, so nothing special there. Wizard's Breaker and a Thief Breaker debuff. So that means that, enemies are going to have a little bit easier chance of casting spells on you or doing thievery operations. It also means you're going to have a harder time doing the same thing on them. A lot of people like to play it easy, so undead is a good choice. But I think, what did it say here? Avian, orc, and human. So let's take a look at orc here. or avian, I guess. Why not? Here we go. Attack travel time. I'm tempted to lean towards avian just because I don't have too much time in this video, and it'll help me make the most attacks as fast as possible. Nice thing about Genesis is it moves really quickly compared to World of Legends, so it's a lot easier to get into the game. This one looks tempting though. Battle gains on the orc and honor bonus gains don't really matter because we're not going to be in the game for very long and we're not playing in a warring kingdom. We're just going to do like a solo YOLO kind of province here. So, as tempting as Avian Orc sounds, just because I want speed and gains, I'm tempted to look for something that can almost pay for itself. Now, you see the interesting thing about the true-blooded races is they don't have any disadvantages here. So, if I were to go Avian, you get a pretty decent attack time here. Um, and if I were to go Orc, again, you get a pretty good, um, benefit there. Um, let's take a look. Yeah, okay, they've broken everything down here. All right. So I think, I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing exactly what I'm doing here, because again, I'm just basically looking to give a quick icebreaker to Genesis, test, out a couple of the things just to see how it goes. So I'm going to go for Avian Orc just because I want a bit of a mix of speed and I want to be able to take acres when I do my attacks as much as possible. Anyway, so Avian Orc, not too many people are playing that. I'll get a 50% birth rate, I believe, increase by playing a split race. So here we go. The new kid, Derp, is joining the party. Okay, so I'll press create. Oh man, I'm getting dangerously close to that tick now. I think ticks are every 5 minutes. Here we go. I made it in. Now it's a race to see what I can do here. Well, we already ticked anyway, I think. So yeah, we'll let the game tick. It looks like it's ticking every 5 minutes. So just be aware of that. It also tells you how many players are online right now. That's your competition. Now, I don't have gold for the new age put onto my account yet because we're still waiting for it. But as you can see, when you create a new account, this is kind of your generic interface. You're going to see there's some banner ads and stuff, but if you get gold, it'll take all that stuff away. So in the shop, there are some benefits to getting gold. Here we are into the game. Okay, we're don't have much time. Here's our province here. You got some basic details about your province here. We want to get this going as fast as possible. So, I'm avian gain, like a speed attacker with gains. So, I mean, I've got credits that I'm starting with. I've got money. Nice thing about Genesis is you don't have to painfully go through everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is just dump my banks because I'm just going to steal. See, I've only got 10,000 peasants, so I'm going to steal some stuff from someone. So I'm going to destroy that. There we go. Okay, now let's see. What am I going to build? I've got. Sorry, I'm moving a little bit quick. I've got 12 days into protection. Ooh, that's a lot of time. I'm gonna have to take a break while I'm in protection for a short time and maybe go for a smoke. So this might turn into a two-part video. But anyway, let's get this thing going. Here we go. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to go fast, and I want to hit hard as possible. And I think I can't use horses as one of my debuffs for avian. So I'm going to put a lot into racks and a lot into um, training grounds because I want that offensive military bonus as well as I want that additional speed. Even though I'm pretty fast already, you always could be faster. No, I'm just kidding. There is a maximum to it. So I mean, there is no benefit to exceeding the maximum. I'm not going to go over stuff like that in this video. This is kind of just again a brief tutorial of how to play Genesis and what to expect when you're playing Genesis. The players are pretty friendly here, so I wouldn't worry too much about running into anything but fun competition, although some players can take things a little bit personally, especially when it seems like you're picking on them. All right, so the nifty thing about this is you can pick your percentages based on the acres available, so you don't have to mess around with the calculator like you used to in the olden times. Fill in, there we go. I've got credits. I got to train a lot of troops, so I'm just going to go construction 4 days. I'm in protection anyway. It doesn't really matter. There we go. Okay, my buildings will be ready in 4 days. Let's take a look at my military here. Looks like I've got some thieves already. so just over 1 TPA because my land divided by thieves. I've got about 1.15 TPA, something like that. I'm not going to do anything there. Looks like I started with some elites. Nice, nice. Always nice. Now we want to start with an attacker, so I'm going to change myself to aggressive and just go to a 99 draft. And normally wages locked. Okay, you have to wait a little bit to change that one. Now I want to attack as fast as possible, but I don't want to be left completely defenseless. So I'm going to run a little bit lean. Okay, a little lot lean, and I'm going to go with maybe this isn't lean enough. Maybe two D spec per acre. So I'll slot that in there. Training time is 9 days, protection's 12, so no need to use any spells. I'm on emergency. The rest is going to go into O specs for the conversion. Now, as hopefully I'll be checking from my phone during this. But basically now every 5 minutes, I'm going to be logging in to train more troops because, I want to have as much offense as possible. I'm not too concerned about defense because I'm just going to keep attacking. And we're running into, the nighttime here. So, a lot of players are going to be going to sleep. It's the perfect for the illustration of this video. For anybody who's currently playing Genesis and watching, please be nice. Let's see who I ended up with here. So here's a look at my kingdom. So it looks like I ended up in some random kingdom. Oh, this guy looks cool. Vim, Glorak. Look, there's me. Okay, so, looks like these guys, well, this guy's not doing too bad for himself. See, again, orcs are kind of dominating it the most acres. Dwarf is kind of turtly, and I'll soon be joining these orcs hopefully at the top with some good attacks. Now, I'm going to spend some time just quickly look at the throne. Oh, the game's ticking. See, that's just how amazing Genesis actually is. You don't even know the ticks are about to go by. The last thing I haven't really done so far is allocate my science. So we're going to do a science allocation. Right now, as you can see, I've drafted some more soldiers. I've got some runes now, as you can see at the top there. So I'm going to check out my spells here, mystics. I'm going to do some self spells. Let's see. Well, I have 50% birth rate, but a little bit more probably couldn't help. I want to train my troops a bit faster, so even though I don't really need it just yet. So we're going to just hold off there. But you know what? Let's just cast Love and Peace just because increase my birth rate even more while I'm in protection. And kind of your goal in protection is you want to fill this population gap here. So you can go to your throne room, click on state, give you your population, economy, and some highlights breakdown, as well as your recent trends for the day, the month, and the previous month. I mean, this is kind of your province health indicators here. We're going to move over to growth quickly. Looks like I've got 270 acres to develop still. Not sure where that came from. Oh, doesn't look like I built my training grounds. Not sure what happened there, but let's go. We'll get those put in there. That's fine. Still plenty of time before I leave protection. So there's my training grounds. Okay, let's go over to science. Okay, it looks like it gave me a pretty decent but heavy split towards arcane. Now again, I'm not really going to spend too much time in the game, and well, you know what? I kind of do need these things. So we'll just keep it as is for now. I think my next scientist, however, is going to go into military. I don't really like having so much going into arcane though, because I'm going mostly attacky. So I'm going to go for gains right away. And then I'm going to go for maybe building effectiveness because I want my buildings when they do come in to be the most effective possible. And I'm going to be drafting down quickly. So I'll probably not have the jobs I need to be filled to be at maximum building efficiency. So we'll just put into building efficiency there. Set my military. Well, I have to do one thing at a time. So I'll allocate my science first. Okay, there we go. I'll set my thing to military. I don't have any universities right now. That was something I would do probably before I go to bed. I would change this to, like military just to go gains or something. I'll do it now just in case. I do keep this province going. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put some more scientists into military because I really want to stack that gain science that my orc has and get more military out of this. So I'm going to reassign some scientists. There we go. So we got a 5-10-4 split. Economy is pretty important overall, regardless of whether you're playing World of Legends or Genesis. Military is one of my favorites. I always love putting a lot of books into military, but especially if you're a TM or like an attacker thief or attacker mage, AM or TM, you're going to want to have a lot of books in here as well. And there's different strats to how to get your science on, but there are some limitations to science, so you might want to keep that in mind when you're making your decision. So we're on 9 days still. Just gonna go with Thrones. We got about 2 days, so I don't really have to cast the Inspire Army um, spell just yet. I'm going to show you how to check things out. So, if you're kind of confused about what's going on, like what spells are, what buildings do, I recommend, going to the wiki and, forget about the game for a moment. Once you get your province set up, go to the wiki and, kind of check out the race and personalities again, check out the units. I mean, keep in mind that, some of this information in here might be a little bit outdated, but it looks like we got a Genesis thing that keeps track of Genesis now. But the most important stuff that never changes really is, like your buildings. Here's all your building details here. We'll go back to this main page again. Here's all your science details. Here it gives you the multipliers so you can, calculate books on your own. This teaches you how your scientists upgrade, science personality breakdown, which doesn't apply this age. So we'll just go back here. I think we're waiting for another tick at this point. So you got military, mystics. This is one of the important ones I want to show everybody. This is a nice breakdown of all the spells, what they do, the messages that you can expect to see. So I want to find Inspire Army. So I'll just just find it and then click the hot link. So let's see. Yeah, so Inspire Army is going to decrease my military wages by 15, which is really doesn't really matter right now. What I'm looking for is decrease your military training time by 20%. Right. So that's a nice spell to have because my training time is currently um, 9 days, and I'm only in protection for looks like we're about to tick, but possibly another. I think, did it just tick? Yeah, okay, it just ticked. So I got one more day until I'm at my training time. So I could technically wait until the next tick to cast Inspire Army. And again, I'm just training all offense because I want to make a big impact here with as little time as I have. I really need to be able to pull intel, so thievery effectiveness is going to be important, especially since I'm just starting. Um, Everyone's going to have some thieves under their belt, and I think the age started almost 24 hours ago, so I'm pretty behind. But as you can see, my offense is going up a little bit. So yeah, so anyway, my base training time is 9. So I know you can't really. Let's see if I can use the bot actually to calculate. The bot is allows you to do some commands in it. It's part of the game. It gives you intel on players, intel on yourself. I'm just going to try and do a quick calculation. So Inspire Army gives you a 20% reduction in time. So I'm going to go 9, which is our base number. So C for calculator or calculate. 9 times, well, they said 20%. So I want to know what 8 of that is. So I'm going to get about a 7-day train time. So that'll give me like 2 extra days to train troops, more or less. I think that's going to round down. So hopefully that'll be a 7. If it's an 8, then it doesn't really matter too much. We're still going to get an extra day of training. Now, this part is kind of important. Waiting for your army or your province rather to lead protection because again, you want to get as much offense as possible. I'm just going to take a quick look here to see where I'm going to be at. Profit is a nice command, provided that all your intel is up to date. So you want your throne, your state, buildings, science. That's pretty much all you need. And it doesn't matter what screen you're on. You got the bot. You can do a profit here. And so with all my training currently, I'll leave, I have some offense as well, or sorry, some elites as well, which give me a decent little at-home value, but nothing in comparison to the actual offense power of my Drakes by themselves. But the way I'm probably going to swing this one is, oh, this is an interesting combo because normally it would be the easiest thing to do would be to have a race that has a stronger elite defense value, so I could just build O specs, my attacking units here, Griffins in this case, to replace or create the defense rather than having to make D-spec here. But as I attack and grow, I'll have to inevitably put some guys into here. But with my speed, I'll be a pretty dangerous looking target. Maybe pure avians will come after me because they'll get a little bit better of a bonus. And chances are they'll be running racks or barracks rather. So I mean, it all comes down to in Genesis, I hate to say it, but who can stay up the longest, or who can make every attack count. That's just the nature of Genesis. As you can see, I didn't really need those banks. I got plenty of money here. Runes I kind of want because, again, looking at the spells that I have available to me, I've got War Spoils, which is nice. That allows me to get my acres right away from my attack so I can get built up real quick, which is probably what I'm going to show you when I do my attacks, as well as Bloodlust. I want the enemy to know I'm serious and kind of be afraid to attack me back. So that's kind of, again, why I like this Avian Orc combo. You get War Spoils and Bloodlust, and you get speed and gains. It works really well for my quick little game that I'm going to do here. We're coming up on a tick now. It's about 9:29 p.m. my time, so the tick happens every 5 minutes. Just take a quick look at what my province is doing. Okay, so looking good. Let's see if, well, no one's talking in my kingdom. No one's online. Let's check the forums. No, no one's posting. Yeah, the forums is nice. Nobody really uses it anymore, but it's a fun thing you can play around with, play little games in. Most popular game in Utopia probably is the three-word game. Basically, you just pick three words and write them, and everyone tries to make some kind of story or sentence or something. There we go. Okay, so we're ticked again. See, just look how much money I'm getting. This is crazy. So since I did Love and Peace, my peasants have been going up a little bit more. It's a minor increase, but it's makes a difference, especially in Janus. When it's ticking so fast. I got 900, or sorry, 309 troops to train this time. And what am I down to? I'm down to 9 days. Okay, so this is the last tick that I can train my army without casting Inspire Army. So here we go. Get some more offense going. I want to be able to. Sorry, I have a habit of updating my intel a lot, so you'll see me periodically doing my intel bars up there just for my own purposes later on. So never want to forget to allocate your science. So here we go. We go gains, thievery, and building effectiveness. So I really gotta use my build here. So now while we're waiting for the tick again, I'm just gonna take a moment to go back to the changes. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at the races again here. So as avian, penalty is I can't use stables or war horses. Okay, so I mean to me that just means I don't have to build stables. I don't have to worry about war horses. So it's just one less thing to worry about. So that's a win. That's really their only negative. I mean, other than that, they get a quick train time, a quick building time, cost time is halved. I mean, that's a great for the purposes of this video. I was really tempted to do like some kind of gnome dark elf, or possibly even just a gnome just for fun to take advantage of that 400% specialist credits. I know, how do you get 400 looking at that? Well, you do, and that's math. And if you did it, you'll figure it out. Now, the only problem is, or actually, it doesn't even matter. Honor bonus, I'm not even going to be in the game long enough to make a difference with honor. So, this penalty is almost negligible. Again, both of these penalties are almost completely, doesn't even matter to my game at all. Again, it's all about priorities and resource management, as we've talked about in videos before. Look at these enemy casualties, attacking and defending, um, gains. What more is there to say here? Aggression and bloodlust. Aggression, I don't really, that just gives your soldiers a little bit more power, but bloodlust is the one I really wanted. And of course, avian. Oh, you know what? I don't get. Looks like everybody gets spoils of war apparently because looking at avian, that's not part of the spell book, and looking at orc, it's not part of the spell book. So that must mean that everybody gets spoils of war. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so we're getting out. Even after looking at that thing, the game still hasn't ticked yet, but look how fast that offense is going up. Now, I mean, I'm probably still going to have trouble finding a target in the world because there's so few people. But, let's take a look here. Kingdom of Dead Forest. Wow, that guy really tried to name his province. Just a little finger mash. Let's see here. I mean, nobody's really in my range yet. Pretty small still. So the best thing to do here is, I like to go to our primary kingdom, is the game administration kingdom. No one's in there right now. Looks like 71 total players in the game. You see, we got our net worth rank, our land and honor rank here. Let's see, we're gonna go. Here we go. Okay, these guys, again, too big. I like to just go next and go through all the kingdoms like this and kind of just take a look. I'm looking for a low net worth per acre. So this guy's probably a farm. Anyone watching the videos, don't hit my targets. These are for the purposes of the video. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want, but you might become a target if you leave yourself too open. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look here again. Another kingdom, all by myself. Well, this guy's hardly all by himself, unless he's doing something he's not supposed to. But we won't get into that. Oh, the game's ticking. Okay, no problem, no problem. Let's go here, open up another window, and so I want to keep that thing open. Oh, geez, it's still ticking. Okay. The only thing I wish I had been in between the kingdom page and not going through it. Okay, I'm gonna resume my conquest. Look at those soldiers just stacking up. Look at those peasants. Oh yeah, we're turning into a real province. Okay, here we go. All right, retails are us. Oof, these guys sound like they would attack me back. It doesn't matter because I'm probably not going to be in range of those guys just yet. So let's just take care of our province first before we play around target hunting. Again, I'm going all offense here, so here we go. Oh, I missed the train time. Oh no! See, that's what happens when you don't look at your throne and remember what you're doing. So here we go. Okay, okay, that's not too bad, not too bad. So let's see how many troops I missed out on. For those people who are really worried about min-maxing. Oh man, oh 37 troops. Oh geez. Oh man. Okay, well it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So here, let's go here, and we're just gonna cast Inspire Army. Okay, that's wheat. Yeah, there we go. So 7 days. So it does round down. Perfect. All right. So we got our training numbers set there. Doesn't really make too much of a difference because those extra troops that are coming out are still going to be trained within the time frame and will be ready. So we do have this set up here. OME might be nice to go into at this point. Maybe I'll just throw a couple points into there just to get at least a 1% or something. There we go. Almost got 2% out of those 4,000 books. So that's a pretty good ratio of books to percentage. So probably for this video, I'll be putting all my books into these two categories here, siege and tactics. For economy, probably tools. I imagine I'm going to run into wage problems later and possibly food. But we'll deal with that as I come. I'm probably not going to put anything into production. I mean, let's be honest, this is Genesis. I'm going to steal it from somebody who's not paying attention or gave up on the game already. There are some players that, again, so 5 minutes still quite a bit to deal with. when you're trying to make every tick and live a normal life. But that's why Genesis is only a few days long usually, or at maximum a week with a little bit longer ticks. Let me just make sure. There we go. Okay, so we're good still on the recording stream. I'm not sure what's happened. Oh, here we go. Looks like a new province just started along with me recently here. This guy, this guy looks like he's going to be my number one target, but I feel like because he's a dark elf, he's going to be really mad and cast a lot of spells on me if I do give them relations. We'll talk about that when we get to attacking. It doesn't look like anyone else here. There's no one else here that I can attack. These guys are in war. That's what the red means. Ho ho! Here we go. So maybe there are 71 kingdoms actually. This is quite an impressive show of Genesis here. So here we go. So I'm just gonna make some notes of these guys here. This guy's probably someone that I'll want to revisit later because he's definitely in range. So I'm just gonna open up a little notepad here and just copy the province into my little notepad off to the side. You can't see it on the screen. That's okay. Everyone knows how to open a notepad and copy paste. And I just copy paste the line that you saw there. Okay, and I wanna revisit this guy. Looks like he's online as well. There's a nice little legend here. Okay, let's see. I'll add him to my list. Oop. Add him to my list. I want to get the number of the province too because that'll save me a little bit of time when I'm selecting my target. Okay, let's go back to where I was before. That nice 90 acre hit province. Oh, and the game is ticked. So you see how quickly, that 90 acres is turning into a very, very decent, juicy hit. So it looks like even though I started a few days late, um, or one day late rather, sorry, in Genesis. Genesis time is many days, but in real world time it was one day late. But I am catching up quite nicely. Um, so I can't imagine that all these players are putting too much effort. Again, this is just the testing round for World of Legends, so it's more than anything else. People are just looking to, test out some strategies before we go live on World of Legends, because it's a lot less forgiving than Genesis in the sense that you have to deal with your World of Legends choices for a 2.5 month period. So generally, you don't want to make too many mistakes. When you go in and you start playing Genesis, or sorry, rather World of Legends, when you go in and play Genesis, you can make all the mistakes you want, unless you're part of a warring kingdom. Then they might be upset a little bit. But the best thing to do is just to let them know you have no clue what you're doing. At least, they'll either do one of two things, either help you out or they'll kill you off. Or, I mean, I guess they could ask you to leave. But again, it is Genesis, so usually people don't care too much. There's only some really serious kingdoms that will fill up anyway before random would be allowed to populate into their server, or rather into their kingdom. So my offense is coming along nicely here. It looks like I'm still going to have plenty of troops trained by the time I leave ceasefire. My science is all allocated. My current scientist generation is 30%. Let's see. Yeah, my spells are good, so I don't really need to do anything there. I'm not running low on food or anything like that. You want to keep an eye out for these extra acres because a lot of the times you get, or sometimes you get bonus acres in Genesis. So that's something to keep an eye on. Um, they seemingly just appear out of nowhere. Okay, so let's go back to oh, what happened. Oh, yeah, you know what? I lost my spot. Okay, so I think I was around like 20 and 1 or something. There we go. Okay, yeah. So this is where we're. Let's keep going. Okay. Oh wait, I think I know that guy. Ah, I know that guy. Look, he's online. Oh wow, look at he's a big fatty, big fat dwarf. Jeez. I don't think he'll be in range for the purposes of these videos. But oh ho, here we go. These guys are looking mighty juicy. All right, we'll just add them to our little party list here, and we're gonna move on. Okay. Oh wait. That's me. That's just me. Okay. I don't want to attack myself. So, it looks like we ran out of kingdoms. Okay. That's okay because Rome's coming up on a tick right now anyway. So here we go. Yeah. Yeah, no one else to go through. Okay, so let's go back here. Oh, these advertisements. I don't think I ever searched Land Rovers, so I'm not sure where they're getting Land Rovers from. Same with credit. I've never even heard of this. Actually, I have heard of Met Credit. Probably radio advertisement though. Home Depot. Yeah, everybody knows about that place. At least if you live in Canada. Okay, let's see. Nice, nice. I'm really excited by the numbers, especially the offense numbers, because again, if you look at your elites, our regular spec unit or specialist unit offense is up here, offense, defense. These little numbers here represent your offense number and your defense number. So as you can see, compared to the elites, I mean, realistically, an elite almost just looks like, maybe three specialists combined. Actually, that's pretty much exactly what it is. And I believe Persian Cat was talking a little bit about it during one of our other videos that you can see on the YouTube channel. Um, he was responsible for some of the changes for everyone who doesn't know who Persian Cat is. But if you look at the numbers here, like we add Griffins and Harpies together, you get a total number of 14. And what's the difference here? Well, we've got a difference of 2 over 5, so that's another 7. So an elite really is just 3 times a specialist unit. Okay, so here we go. Looks like we had another tick. Nice. Wow, look at how many soldiers I get to train. Jeez, okay. Looks like, one of the things that I should have done earlier was cast patriotism. Now, everyone's going to forget to do at least one thing, but patriotism is a very important spell, and I'm going to tell you why here. Again, we've got our search option here. Patriotism, that's going to increase our draft speed by 30%. Okay, so you saw how much we were getting before. All right, well, for 10 more days, we're going to get a 30% increased draft rate. So there's a quick way to check that out. So you got 379 soldiers, so we're going to get another, not sure what I'm drafting on here. Well, it's drafting from peasants. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty sweet increase. So again, we're going to go all to offensive spec specialists. There we go. Right, so our draft rate, let's go over the draft rate quickly, is on emergency right now. So it would be 30% of 2.25%. So every tick, I've got 16,439 peasants. And we're drafting at 0.0225. So that's going to be about 370 soldiers, which is roughly what we saw there, plus the additional 30%. So it's going to be that's going to be a pretty sweet number once we get it, and we'll see that on the next tick there. So again, always updating your intel. It's always very easy to update your intel. I just did it twice. The bot kind of tells you. While we're doing this, I'll just take a quick peek at the intel site. This is pretty important. This is where all your intel goes. Let me just see here. Oh, the intel site's not very zoomed in. That's okay. Basically, it shows your own kingdom and enemy kingdom if we have one set. The monarch generally has to do that, and this will, going over these tabs up here, last 6, 24, and 72 hours is a nice way to see what everybody's up to. So it doesn't look like, it looks like my kingdom basically created their provinces, did a few attacks, did some intel, and they haven't really played the game since, or at least they haven't been pulling intel. So everyone in my kingdom is, except for this one guy, is a little bit active, not really active. I mean, again, it looks like they just created their provinces and disappeared, except for this one guy here, player number 1. He just updated his science. Let's see if he's in the in-game chat. No, he's not in the in-game chat. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, so we're coming up on a tick soon. Just going to take a look at Utopia and see what's going on here. Doesn't look like there's anything going on in the Muga chat. Looks like someone was mentioning me. I do have some interviews to do after this as well. I still gotta send out the questions. Everyone always likes reading the end of age material, and I don't want to let any of the readers down, of course. So let's take a look here. Okay. Nothing going on in Genesis talk. Holy, look at that offense go up. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what my coworkers, my friends were doing here. Okay, so we're gonna look closer at these numbers. Now, I'm gonna see how much the offense I need to break some of these targets. Now, I'm gonna sort it by net worth, and I'm gonna sort it at the top because it looks like my guys were going for, they obviously had a lot more net worth to throw around. But at my range currently net worth, it looks like people only have about 20,000 defense. I mean, these provinces must be farms, or they just left protection at our farms or something like that. Further inspection will tell us exactly. But so far, it looks like there's some people I'll definitely be able to break. Just looking at these defensive numbers based on the net worth and how many acres they have. And I have some pretty sweet hits, I think, with this combination. So let's see, we're on Feb 10th. Oh, Feb 11th, year two. Holy moly, almost 500 soldiers with patriotism. That's what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. We'll get those into training. Look at that. I almost have double, or almost, yeah, almost have 10,000 troops total on the offensive side. So you go, I'm really, really getting up there now in terms of offense. I'm gonna keep going at that building efficiency. I think I'll probably at this point I'm gonna get maybe a little bit. I think, I'm gonna go for gains this time. And again, thievery, because I need to be able to get this intel. So we're gonna go in that direction. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep putting my science into gains, I think, just so that I can get as much as possible on every attack. Because again, I'm not going to be running this province for too long. So again, we update our intel. You can look at the fluff of your province a little bit. Move around, check out the history. History is kind of fun. It gives you kind of a highest net worth landowner you've ever had. How much land you've explored, how many attacks you've made, wins against large opponents, your average large opponents. Average opponent net worth. Spells, thievery operations, attacks suffered, land gain in combat, and times defeated. So I'll explain this one here quickly. So you could be attacked, but the enemy doesn't break through your defenses. So in this case, you'd have, let's say, one attack suffered and defeated 0 times. So that's just an example of what that means. That happens a lot. A lot of the times, someone is called a bounce will bounce on your province. There's a number of reasons for that. I mean, um, you know, there are some strategic benefits to it, but we won't get into that right now. Looks like my buildings are built, so you're going to see what I did here. That's part of the reason my offense jumped so nicely was because I get a nice almost 30% offensive increase, efficiency increase, and a 30% decreased attack times with my other 15% that I'm getting for being an avian. I've got a pretty decent attack time now. Um, Probably if I get any incoming acres, it's probably going to go to those two things or possibly universities just to get that science rolling, to get that gain science rolling and OME, that is offensive military efficiency going as fast as possible. Let's see what we got here. Okay, just quickly, we're just going to check the stream here. Okay. Stream's still running. Looking good. We're at the 45-minute mark now. Okay. So we're going to go back to our province here, take a look. right. So, this is part of the game is waiting for the ticks, of course. That's part of the beauty of this game. You know, there was a set time, and the game changes on that time, and it changes for everybody. So it's a nice universal indicator that moves. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Moves at the same time as on its own schedule, but it tries to mimic human time as much as possible. The 24-day months that Utopia has. So effectively, every human day in World of Legends is generally a month in Utopia time. But in this case, in Genesis, it's every 5 minutes. So, one day is every 5 minutes, of course. So, you can do the math on that one as to how many days there are in an hour, and then how many, months there are or would be in like a regular human year. But again, Genesis never runs that long, so no need to do any of that math. So we're just gonna wait for the game to tick here. Okay. Sometimes I feel like it just takes forever. I swear, some places get a faster connection. All right, here we go. Nice. So it looks like I'm starting to run out of peasants because I've already hit my max population, 15,470. As you can see, the soldiers that I'm drafting is going down a little bit. So I'm going to put all my troops into thing here, offensive specs. And as you can see, again, my offense is growing quite nicely. So we're gonna always make sure you do your intel. So you can see it's being added up here. The bot is taking the intel, and then I'm gonna do a quick profit again to check where I'm at. So I'm looking pretty good. Probably going to be able to attack just about anybody. I do have a very low defense, so that is a little bit concerning at this time. However, I will be getting probably quite a few credits for my first attack. And it looks like I'll probably be running out of money around that time too. So that should help keep my economy going. Also keep training troops. Currently my income is quite high. My wages are quite low, again, because I don't really have many elites yet. Elites usually cost a lot in wages, whereas specs are, I don't want to say free, but they are very cheap, very, very cheap. Looks like the wage percentage is still locked. So I'm just going to explain wage very quickly. Basically, you pay your army, you can pay them less and more, but the more or less you pay them, there is a benefit or a detrimental factor to not paying them, as your military efficiency will drop. So you can go to your throne and military, and this will give you an idea of your military efficiency. So this is your offensive military efficiency. As you can see, mine's quite high because I've been putting a lot of science and I have the buildings. Defensive is just 100% because, well, I haven't put anything into that. So we're just going to go ahead here and keep going. I think I might have to probably build my next round of troops, or maybe the first round of troops out of protection as defensive specialists, probably in anticipation of growing to 2,400 acres. I mean, in Genesis, that's entirely possible. I probably could have made 3 or 4 attacks, I think, in the time that it takes to leave protection. So, but we're already 2/3 of the way there. So there you go. Let's take a look here. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look in Muga Gaming again. Check the Discord thing. Here we go. Yeah, nobody is really doing anything there. So, I mean, that works to our favor. So we don't really have to worry about too many people attacking our province. Getting close to a tick here. Okay, there's always a little bit of setup even in Genesis. In World of Legends, ticks are a lot longer, so you should be happy when you're playing Genesis that this is not World of Legends, because many ticks happen within Genesis in an hour, human hour. Whereas in World of Legends, you only get one. So you can imagine how everything moves quite slow in comparison. Some people like that though, and some people rather prefer the speed of Genesis. So again, just take a quick look at our science here. Again, I'm focusing all on tools, tactics, and siege, which gives me gains and offensive military efficiency, as well as crime. Because what I'm going for here, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, was just something that can smash and crash and grab acres and run as quickly as possible. There would have been some benefit to doing a pure, but I think in this case, the combination of the gains and the speed, you know, combined with the science I'm going to have, and the buildings that I have, the barracks, which decreases attack time, military barracks, decreases attack time, training grounds, increases offensive military efficiency. I built some dungeons here because I plan on taking some prisoners, which I will likely be sending on one of my attacks. They'll basically do some of the jobs that the peasants do when I am low on peasants, or it doesn't matter. I think they still perform job functions, just not at 1-for-1 to a peasant. Okay, so again, we're going to go and put all of our troops into offensive specialists. I'm really starting to run out of money here. Okay, here we go. And look at that jump though. Again, 78,000 offensive points. Okay, so probably the reason, again, my money is going down so fast is because what I'm making um, is being offset heavily by my draft. So plus I have to train the troops. So yeah, so you can see here another reason why I like to put a lot of science into military category, especially for core attackers or heavy attackers or whatever you want to call them. If you're new to the game, you're not going to be familiar with a lot of these terms. So I'll try and use the term and then explain it as well throughout the video. So we're allocating our science again here. There we go. Looks like I missed the tick. Okay, doesn't really make too much of a difference. The building efficiency was negligible. These two don't really matter until I actually start attacking, and same with this one. So really, the only loss of the tick of science was going into the building efficiency here. And again, Genesis happens so fast; it's easy to miss a tick. But as you can see, that minor building efficiency science that I'm putting in is making somewhat of a difference. My building efficiency is going up, which does increase the effect of some of my buildings. In this case, my barracks and my training grounds have gone up slightly, but it's nice to have a good building efficiency, I found, um, just to make sure everything is running at least at 100%. But that's not always the case in World of Legends. It's very common for cores to let their building efficiencies drop to as low as 80% or if not lower. I'm not saying that's a good strategy or necessarily the worst strategy, but one thing I've noticed is that building efficiency is fairly important in World of Legends and Genesis. So I wouldn't completely discount it. That's why, if you really like building efficiency, going like Dwarf something with the plus 15% building efficiency might be more your thing. Um, Pardon me. Yeah, so I mean, and again, they get a flat rate capacity increase in building production, which is kind of nice out of their production buildings. And, this is pretty big in war, or even out of war, because these are very popular things that people like to do. Arson would be your thief op, tornado would be your mage op, and a raise would be your attacker op, or rather your army's marching. It's not really an operation. Okay, so again, we're looking at our province here. Doing good, doing good. My net worth's rising pretty steadily. So again, we're going to update our intel. Now, see, for the purposes of this video, I wish I could have started a little bit, um, closer to my province leaving protection. But in this case, there is not much to do, and I also still wanted to like show you, kind of what's going on. So, what I'm gonna do is I think split this video into two pieces. I'm gonna run the video until I make my next attack, and then I'm going to pause it and create another video of a few more attacks, depending on how many I can make before I have to go to sleep because I still have to work tomorrow. And I still have to send those questions out to kingdoms who won age 91 in hopes that they will answer, and I can post them for everyone in the forums as well as the Utopia News website, which is going to be kind of like our a pretty nice website where we keep everything that is, of course, backed up or rather stored as well on the Muga forums, which is important because we have a lot of members of the staff that are moderators of the forums, and the forums, hasn't had as much love as it has in the past. It would be nice to get, some more traffic going through there, so they have, some more posts to work with. And we do have some members of the community who do prefer to use the forums and they don't use the Discord at all. So, I mean, if you want full access to everybody in the community, I definitely recommend checking out the forums as well. Okay, so nothing's going to change here. We're going to be training Auspex again, but it looks like I'm running out of gold, so I'm not going to be able to probably train any more troops. Another reason maybe it would have been a good idea to keep the banks. I might have been able to get one more training round out of the banks, but you know what? I really don't care. It's not really a concern for me. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to drop my draft rate a little bit just so I can get some gold built up. I still can't change my wage, so I'll just leave that at 100%. Um, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to steal gold. I suspect there'll be lots of farms around and it should be easy to find some. Okay, we're going to go again the same things, building efficiency and battle gains, and of course thievery effectiveness. Okay, so we're getting along nicely here. Okay, there we go. And again, remember to update your intel. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it looks good. Check our news. So nothing's really happening in the news. Wow, these guys really haven't done anything. Oh, look, it looks like someone died. Orc. Wow, it looks like someone was attacking someone at one point. Oh yeah, it looks like our kingdom's basically just been. Okay, so it looks like the orc guy was doing some what we call learn attack, where you steal the enemy science books, and looks like he also did a regular march. So he defected shortly, or he stopped playing the game shortly after that. But it looks like this kingdom was pretty busy from the get-go, and this orc guy has been around. Looks like since the beginning. So he probably, I'm willing to say, wow, look at this guy. Holy cow, he lost a lot of books. Um, I'm gonna say this orc guy probably just got tired of getting attacked so much and decided he'd had enough. Oh, see, here we go. It looks like my kingdom is doing something, closer to when the age started. Oh, see, that's good. That's good to see. Looks like they started strong and then, they probably had to go to sleep or something. And, that's the reason that, the game kind of fell by the wayside, because you still have to go to sleep. 5 minute ticks a lot of time. A lot of things can happen with 5 minute ticks in Genesis. So, keeping that in mind, looks like we got about not too much longer to go before we get to leave protection and make some attacks. So let's take a look at the server and see what's out there for us now that our net worth's gone up a little bit. Just wait for our little indicators to load. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Just gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're just gonna go next. Okay, here we go. That guy's coming into range. Next, again, looks like a couple people in range. These guys are pretty big. I don't think you'll get to see me attack those guys tonight. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So two more options. These guys, that's probably not going to happen. Uh, this could happen. It looks like these guys are actually trying to play the game though, except for this guy. This guy's definitely inactive. Let's see. Nope. Oh, this is it's an interesting banner. Just gonna go to the next one. Okay, this guy, Mansour guy's at war. He would be a nice target though. Let's see. Next. Oh, here we go. Dire Docs. I'm gonna add this guy to that little list I was talking about before. So again, I have a little notepad off to the side. Just as I scroll through the kingdoms, I'm kind of keeping track of who's who and where to find them. So Dire Docs is in 18.2. Okay. Oh, looks like game's ticking, which that means is good news because we're only going to have one more tick left until we get to make our attack. All right. So wow, the number of soldiers incoming has really reduced. So you know what? I'm going to put this last one into some D-specs or defensive specialists because I have absolutely nothing in training right now, and I think I want to get something in training because I'm going to have more acres coming in, and I can't just be sitting on, I can't just triple my size, let's say, or double my size, and just to do that with what I only have right now is two times my land in defensive specialists, so only 2,400 defensive specialists is not going to get me very far in the game. So in the meantime, I want to keep focusing on those gains, the building effectiveness, and thievery for the purposes of this video. Again, I'm just looking to make some quick attacks, smash and bash things up. Again, you can see my offense is going along nicely there. So let's check to see if I got any acres to build. No acres, no science to allocate, no troops. I'm still in protection, so I don't really need any protective spells except, my this one's not useful anymore because I've already maxed out my peasant, my max population. Patriotism's still good. It'll help me draft a little bit more with a bit, at a lower rate. Inspire army, I don't have to worry about that. So now again, it looks like it's the final countdown, and at the end of this tick, we're going to be looking for a target. So I already have some pretty decent targets, but we're going to try and find some more. So let's go through the list again. Man, I wish I could attack my own kingdom. This evil Glorak guy looks like the perfect target for the illustration purpose of this video, but we're not going to do that. We're going to keep going. Again, we can't really do anything with those guys. Pain. This guy might turn into be a pain, but I'm going to put him on the list because, that's not terrible. Um, he's probably going to be a pretty good target when it comes down to it. Let's see, nobody there, nobody there. Again, these guys. Mansour, they're in war, so there's no point of even looking at them. Oh, this is the guy I really want to attack, though, this Dire Docs guy. He's probably going to be my target. Dire Docs, if you're out there, don't do anything to increase your defense. I'm sure I can't even break you as it is at the moment, but here's hoping. Okay, so let's keep looking to see if I can find somebody else that has better gains for me than that guy. This guy might be a good one, but he's an orc and he's online right now. So again, I'll put him on the list, but I don't think he'll be my target. So let's see who else we got here. Nobody else is really coming up on there. Pro dude. He's probably going to be an easy target, so we'll just keep him on there just as a backup. Maybe he has low defense. I'm going to try and make as many hits as possible with the offense that I have. Granted, I can find some decent stuff. This Uncle Tom guy doesn't look like he's training defense or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he is a very low net worth, so definitely worth checking him out. Let's see here. These guys are at war because they got a red screen, and it says here, they're at war with 19-1, so we'll just leave them alone. Ho ho, here we go. Little gnome. All right. There we go. We'll add him to the list. Welcome to the list. Okay. Oh, geez. Now we're talking. Here we go. Got some good targets here. So again, you're just looking initially for this gains number. Remember, we're orcs here, so honor doesn't really make too much of a difference. I'm not really paying attention to that here. Uh, uh, okay, another kingdom that's at war. Nope. Raja, he's probably tanky dwarf. I probably won't have enough offense to hit him and somebody else. He's probably not going to be my best hit, that's for sure. Looks like the game's ticking. Okay, let's get back into our province here because this is the tick where we're going to make an attack here. Okay, so we're out of protection now. The first thing I want to do is, I'm gonna get some more D-specs, defensive specialist training. I'm gonna do my last science allocation here. Gains, thievery. Okay, looks like we're good there. I have no more acres to apply, so we're looking for a target now, and I've got about 92,000 offense to do it with. So let's see, let's just check my best targets here from before, and let's see where they're at, just to give some idea of, who I can look at here. So let's check out this guy. Dire Docks. These guys are fairies, so it's going to be tough probably to get into the province. But you know what? We're going to pull intel on him anyway, just to see what he's actually got under the hood, because you never know. These Genesis kingdoms usually don't have very much. So I'm going to spy on throne. What a surprise! I couldn't get in, but look at that. This is the most important thing we're looking for here. Vow, very low defense, not been attacked. Some nonsense about nonsense. That's not important. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna ride generals on him. I'm probably gonna fail this one. This is a pretty hard to spell to, or hard one to get through, but I got it. Okay, I'm gonna cast. You know what? I'm going to cast Storms on him just for fun. Oh, it doesn't look like he has Nature's Blessing. Okay, so now I'm going to get my own spells going here. I want to go with War Spoils, because why not? And Bloodlust. No, I need Bloodlust. I need those extra kills. Oh no. Yes, all right, I got Bloodlust. I'm going to do my minor protection, my protection spells, Nature's Blessing, minor protection, magic shield. You can check out what all these do in there, but I'm running out of time here, so I got to make this attack here. So he's not the ideal target necessarily that I was looking for, but for the purposes of this, he's going to be just fine, because I don't really have too much time. And there's nobody else pulling intel for me. I just pulled a spy on military as well, just to confirm. I like to do that. So here we go. I don't know why they put +7 in. I can't remember. I think it was for something time before. Anyway, let's do this thing. There we go. Attack. The nice autofill options make it easy. And boom, there we go. All right. So our forces have arrived. Our army's taken almost 200 acres. All right. Now, I could probably attack him one more time. You know what? I'll just do it because it's not like I have anything to lose here. So he's probably, I don't know, I'm probably gonna have trouble getting intel on him again. And I don't really have too much time, but I think I do just have enough time to do this. So I'm gonna spy on him again. It's gonna be tough because he's been hit. So his per acre numbers have gone up a little bit, but there we go. I managed to get through on the second try. We're going to do that. Auto 4% because 4% is all you need to pass. And here we go. Let's try again. So to give you some idea of what GBP does. GBP gangbang protection out of war has allowed me to only take 100 acres. It's still pretty good considering, I got almost 300 acres out of him. Actually, I think I did get 300 acres out of this guy. And I still have offense left over. So I'm just going to move on to my next target. We're going to do the same thing. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to go into the tick, but you can only hope for so much. Actually going into the tick might actually work well because my net worth should hopefully increase slightly, I'm hoping. Um, let's see here. Let's check this guy out. If he's been hit, oh, here we go. Here's another perfect target. Okay, the game's ticking right now, but it looks like this guy is probably in line to be our next target. His building efficiency is absolute garbage. Probably, I mean, it's obviously because he has like almost no peasants. Um, but he's going to be a pretty good attack. I'm not sure if I'm going to find a better attack in the short time that I need, just for again for the illustrative purposes of this video. Oh shoot, no, you know what? I do have time still. Let's see if I can. Oh, I just missed it. You know what? The game is ticking now. Okay, well, it's never good to rush these things anyway. So it's kind of a good thing that the game's ticking right now. My armies won't return to split up because I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the same guy. So, do our same thing over. I need some defensive troops, otherwise I'm never going to be able to keep these acres. There's the bonus acres I was talking about, 300 acres. We're going to put them into universities just to get the science going. Um, the universities will be going and cranking out science before my army gets back. So we're just going to get that going. They'll help make more scientists and also boost the book production in my military category here. That's the purpose of this field here. So again, we're just going to do the same thing. Gains. This one. Okay. Now I imagine I didn't check to see if our new target was training. So we'll just check one more time. Okay, nothing's happening. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to bribe his general. Again, this is a tough operation generally to get, especially when you just started. There we go, we got it. Okay, now I'm gonna do storms on him again just for fun. Okay, this guy's doesn't like nature's blessing, probably inactive. So again, that works out for us. I don't have to cast my other spells again. My bloodlust and war spoils is still running. Oh, sorry, that 300 acres was from my war spoils, not the bonus acres. Sorry about that. But anyway, I totally forgot that I had war spoils on there. Okay, you know what? Now we're at the point where we can attack this guy. So, he's not quite in range, and I don't really like attacking targets that aren't in the best range. But again, we're kind of short on time here, so we're just going to go ahead and bust him up. Woo! All right, it looks like our troops brought back plague, though. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Love and peace. Yeah, we got acres coming in from war spoils, so I need that. Let's see, builder's boon. That should help build the buildings a little bit faster. I'm gonna have to steal some runes because that doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to clear this. Oh, look at that! On the last nature's blessing, the last bit of runes, the first cast, plague has been swept from these lands. All right. So what that means is we're going to go back and we're going to double tap this guy. Oh, but his numbers have gone quite low. Okay, I am going to look for one last target. 18 to, let's try this guy. He might be hard for me to get into though. Um, what was his name? T t Test Joe. Okay. All right, Test Joe. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see, Test Joe. Perfect. All right. Sorry if I'm speeding through this a little bit. Again, we don't really have too much time before the tick, and I want to get all my armies out so I can at least march one more time. Hopefully before bed, maybe twice. Looks like these guys are pretty big though, so they could have a problem with me doing this. But here we go. All right. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, I'm really stacking on the acres now. All right. See, there's a benefit of war spoils. I basically went from 1,200 to almost 2,000 with 4 attacks. I probably could have maximized out that second attack that only got me 100 acres and probably taken 200 acres. But again, you see the difference it makes rushing versus not rushing. It's important that you remember this. Now, in this situation, I'm not really. I'm not really planning on staying up for. I might be able to stay up for another attack, so I'll do one round of racks just to help offset. Um, Maybe that's too much. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I want some offense too, and I'll probably, I might keep this province overnight just to see what happens, and I'll post it later what a screenshot looks like because I would imagine if anybody logs in, they might be a little upset that I took that many acres from them. So here we go. You know what? I still gonna make one last attack. So let's just do this. And who cares if I didn't get the numbers right? That's the beauty of the autofill. All right, ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. Building's built. Nobody's even taking intel on me, and all my armies are marching. So I've got about 15 minutes. Oh yeah, that's right. So I keep forgetting. We're on 5 minutes, so we're going to get quite a few attacks in here. So we're going to grow pretty big. It looks like I'm already at 108. So here we go. Looks like we're at the tick. Tick, tick. All right. Let's take a look at Utopia here. So this is the nice thing about Genesis. I mean, it gives you some idea of what's good with certain combinations. You can see my offense is rising quite effectively. And again, it doesn't look like anything's really going on the server, so I have no problem going with subpar defense. Again, it comes down to your playstyle and resource use and the purpose of your province. Now, this might have been a good starting for a kingdom, but how viable this combination would be in the long run. I mean, the way I look at it in war is if this province was left alone, they'd eventually grow to the point where, they'd be converting so many elites so quickly and attacking so constantly and frequently and with the gains combination of speed this type of combo would just be trying to grow out of range because with such a low defense, they'd always be attackable. But if you could break that net worth barrier and get out of range so they can't hit you anymore, then you're more or less safe. But of course, there's always someone that could catch up to you and make your day a little bit tougher. So okay, let's update our intel. Money's coming in pretty nice, as you can see with the new acres that we're taking in. My max population needs to be filled up again, so I want to make sure I got my spells on. Yep, it looks like I got everything I need at this time. It doesn't look like I went for the builder's boon. Doesn't really matter. 4 days is pretty much in between my armies marching, so you can check here. Buildings tells you, in 3 days when my armies return, all these buildings will be in. And so, there'll be plenty of people to attack. So in this case, I could probably just go like this. And you see, I'm starting to get some really nice targets. Like this guy is probably going to be my next target. And I bet you I could, I'm probably going to take a bunch of acres off him. So let's get his kingdom slotted in here. There we go. Okay. Always looking, always looking. Again, the nice part about the game is it basically tells you, um, you know, a lot of the useful information beforehand. Like I, for instance, don't even really need to pull too much information or too much intel on these guys because I know I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on inside their province. So here we go. Just slotting in this guy, and we're gonna go to the next kingdom. Okay, nobody in range there. Oh, these are two nice ones. Misty Mountains and Pain. Okay, 2, 2. Okay. So I'm doing pretty good here. I've probably got my next set of targets. Although, by the time my army comes back, I might have grown out of range of these guys. So of course you always want to check. Shoot, that Mansour guy's getting more and more in range every time. Okay, let's see here. Next. Well, this guy looks pretty decent. I'm sure he doesn't have very good defense. This dark elf here at the top's position. There we go. Gains. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. And I got my orc gains as well. So that's nice. That's just, good target after good target here. I'm gonna have to start restricting the lower end targets that I'm getting because as I grow in net worth, they're gonna become less of a good target. I want to kind of stick to the 170, 180 range plus. Let's see here. What else have we got? Yeah, see, like Van, that's one of the ones that, forget about that. That was the target of the last one. Oh, yeah, sometimes the game does some weird stuff. Basically, when you see something like this, it means the game's ticking generally. So we'll just wait a moment. Here we go. All right, back in the game. So as you can see, we're keeping up with our peasants again. So we could probably, what, aggressive's probably fine. I'm going to start training troops again. Yeah, you know what? We're going to bump it up to emergency actually, because we got a lot of peasants from those war spoils acres that I just took in. So again, oh, you know what? It doesn't say Baron Der. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Race Avian, Baron Derp, the part orc. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Okay, I got my list of guys I'm going to attack. I'm going to check my growth. No bonus acres or anything like that. Building. Again, we're going to go to building efficiency. We're going to go offensive military efficiency because I put a lot of books into gains. It doesn't seem to be paying off very well right now until I get maybe more books. But definitely that'll help once I grow a lot of acres and I start building up more universities. That would be something like, for example, overnight, I would be putting up libraries to stack science. So when I wake up in the morning, have a pretty good science stack going, and at that point, you continue forward. So here we go. Let's get back to game here. Let's see, where's my military right now? Okay, my army split, a little bit. It's not terrible, but again, I'm just trying to make as many attacks as I can before, I have to go to sleep. But, I should be able to do quite a few attacks um, before that happens. So um, let's see what I can do here. As long as I keep finding targets, I keep hitting for 200 acres. Ideally, if I could hit 800 acres on every wave that I do every 20 minutes, then I'll be growing very quickly. I'm sure someone will notice eventually, but we'll just that's just a risk that I'm gonna have to deal with. Okay, let's see what's happening here with my stream. Looks like it says everything's going fine, but apparently YouTube is telling me that it's not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. Yeah, I don't buy it. I think you're just messing around with me, YouTube. All right, back to the game. Nobody got time for YouTube. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah. So nothing really going on in between ticks now. I mean, if I had a kingdom, maybe I could communicate with them, but these guys are all pretty inactive. So, as I would imagine most of Genesis is at this time, you can tell by little stars that are beside their name if they're online or not. Generally, some tips, would be to avoid the provinces that are online, as they're less likely chance to do anything if you're going to be pulling intel and trying to attack them. I've been going next, but let's go to the previous kingdoms and see if we can find somebody that's in good range here. Not really though. Okay, no one down here really. And that's the end of the kingdoms. Here we go. Oh, that's me. Okay. Well, looks like I've gone through all the kingdoms, so I definitely already have my targets, I think, for my next round of attacks. Um, so at this point, I'm just double checking to see if there's something better that catches my eye quickly. But there will be some time in between attacks. So my concern with spoils of war is that I'm going to grow maybe a little bit too fast. Um, but fortunately, it seems like there's quite a few provinces in Genesis this round. So hopefully, without bothering anyone, any of the warring kingdoms, I can just grow a little bit before bed here. So okay, game is ticking. Let's see what we can do here. Come on. Like this, like the hardest part of the game is watching it tick. All right, here we go. Look at those soldiers coming in again now. Woof. All right. Let's keep going, O-specs. I mean, why would we do anything else, right? Look at how much money that costs, though. Okay, so this is where we kind of need to go. Like, wow, that 600 troops cost us basically 200,000 gold coins to get into training. So looks like we're running out of food too. So I think I'm gonna have to build some farms. But again, probably not. I've got plenty of food. Looks like I've got plenty of peasants incoming as well. So I'm gonna keep it on emergency. We're gonna go over and just cast fertile lands because I don't like running out of food. Nobody likes running out of food. And we can't run out of patriotism. So we'll cast that too. 14 days, nice duration. Okay, of course, don't forget to allocate your science. There we go. Okay, and again, update your intel. There we go. All right. So yeah, so hopefully that fertile lands will help offset um, some of this negative decay that I have on floor food there. So yeah, again, even without war horses, offense is coming along nicely. Um, my avian orc doesn't have access to it, so there's not much I can do to make up for their offense besides just building more training grounds. As you see here, I put quite a bit of acres into training grounds and universities. Again, just to get that science going sooner. Plus, Orc doesn't get any honor, or well, it's not that it doesn't get any honor benefits, but what was it exactly here? Honor bonus, right? So, the bonuses from honor don't really matter too much to Orc. Again, we go back to the wiki here, and we can go to honor. Okay, and so everyone gets these modifiers if they have the respective honor rank. So Orc would only get 75% of, say, the 1.02, or sorry, they would only get 25% of the 1.02 population benefit there, as per their thing here, down here. Yeah. So. I mean, I don't really care about that because again, I'm not really going for honor. Again, the purpose of this video is kind of just show you how to play Genesis and just a quick combination that if you want to jump in and smash and bash things around, um, this might be a good combo for you to play around with in the future. Of course, Avian and Orc, two are the favored attackers generally. Maybe not necessarily the easiest to play in some cases, but generally overall pretty solid attacker choices regardless of the changes age over age. So let's see when our army's coming back. It looks like we got one army coming back. Probably at this rate, it looks like halfway through the next tick. Next one probably at the end of the tick. and the last two coming back in about 10 minutes or so. So um, we'll wait for them to come back. And in the meantime, our net worth is probably going to keep growing a little bit. So it's probably, a good idea to keep an eye on that. Because again, we're going to have to double check all of our targets because I found them in advance. And since I'll be growing, and we found the targets in advance, you never know where they're going to be at. So um, we want to, always make sure we're checking our targets. Just because something seems like it's a good option at one time, it may very quickly turn into a very poor option along the line. So let's see where we are here. Now, I wish I'll probably, when Genesis actually starts, I'm probably going to do a quick video of, you know, what you can do with a kingdom, what war looks like. I'm going to have to get myself into a warring kingdom, though, in order to do that. There are some issues with that, of course, such as sharing this video during the Genesis play. Um, so then, probably everyone who watches it would see some of the things they're not supposed to see. Again, all this information I shouldn't necessarily be showing, such as my kingdom, our forums, our chat, our intel page. I mean, this is all basic stuff that everybody already knows about. So we don't really need to go into too much detail explaining. See, here's where we're running into an issue again. You see, my income is not enough to train my troops. Um, so, again, because my draft costs are so astronomically high. Um, so maybe, there we go. Okay, so I might have to start looking for some gold coins. I'm sure one of the targets that I attacked is going to have some gold coins. So while I'm waiting for my army to come back, I'm just going to take a look here. Oh yes, of course, they all do. Um, Plenty of gold. I probably could have done a plunder, but I don't really have that many troops to train. So it's just gonna come down to whoever I can get the most gold out of, which might be this guy. His net worth is still relatively close-ish to mine, but I beat him down pretty bad. So let's see what we can do here. What was his location? Was 5-3. So we put our location, press go. Yeah, this let's check again. hmm Attacked a little. That was me attacking him. Okay, let's try and rob the vaults here. So the nice thing about the new Utopia setup is we got this rob calculator. Basically tells you how many thieves to send. This guy's got tons of money, but I don't have this many thieves to send. So we're just gonna test the water and see what happens when I send 10 thieves. Yeah, so nothing, 10%. It doesn't look like anything happened there. I'm always kind of hesitant to send all my thieves, but hey, there you go. It went through, but to be honest, that's not a really good return. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna see if I can find somebody in range. Maybe this guy. I gotta check this guy's intel anyway and see if he's got some gold. Maybe I can take it because he hasn't been hit. He's in good range and he has a ton of money. Holy cow! Look at this. Okay, let's get some of that. Okay, rob the vaults. Yeah, in this case, I might send 100% thieves. Oof. Oof. Okay, bad choice. Let's try and send our 500 thieves again. Oh man, what did this guy do? Train thieves or something? Okay, I gotta save these thieves for intel purposes. So yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to train some thieves now, and it's good that I got his intel. But I might have to plunder with one of my armies now. I don't really want to. I'll probably just not do it at all um, because I kind of don't want to waste any time there. So again, remember allocate your science books because ultimately I'd rather grow a little bit more and just have my own economy supporting myself, and I could do that very easily. With my 50% birth rate increase from the hybrid combo, my gains from my orc, my speed from my avian, are all combinations. These are all reasons I chose the setup that I did for the purposes of this video. Again, as you can see, my daily income is still quite high. So once I backfill with peasants, you know, I really won't need that guy's 17 million GCs. But if I get really desperate at the end of the day, or if somehow I could somehow draft all 20,000 peasants, then maybe I would plunder his 17,000 GCs just to train that right away. But at this time, I'm not really set up to do that kind of operation. As you can see, my fertile lands cast has covered my food decay, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Last thing I want to do is run out of food or have someone that I attack starve me overnight because I was running out of food to begin with. Okay, wow, okay. See, while I was talking, two of my armies already got home. So we're going to go through our attack list here. And we're going to go to our buddy there who I was just trying to pull intel on. And I've already got his intel. So we're going to go ahead and attack him. Of course, it's going to make it difficult to bribe his generals. Again, I'm bribing the generals to do a bit of extra damage. Ah, I just missed it. Okay, the game's ticking. No problem. Just wait a moment. Just grab a new spy on throne. When the game comes back, make sure I got my war spoils on. Okay, here we go. Got lots of troops to train. 911. Better call the emergency, because that's what this guy's going to need when I'm done. Okay, let's make sure. Got war spoils on. I got bloodlust on. All right, let's do this thing. Now, the only thing I'm going to worry about is I might not even be able to cast spells at a certain point. So let's see how this goes. Because I'm going to dilute my acreage, or sorry, dilute my wizards per acre. And whew, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at those kills. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see, we're gonna go on to our next target. Maybe this guy, 90. I hope I'm even able to take intel once I do these attacks. See, everyone's got a nice low at home defense right now. And they're probably not training too many thieves. Actually, no one's probably training any thieves. But I need to train thieves. So we're going to do that. And with my credits, I'm going to train more offense. There we go. I'm just going to do quick science allocation in between my march here. Just to get the max out of it. I'm going to put that into gains. Okay, there we go. Okay, listen, my next little target here was this guy. Did I already bribe his generals? Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to show you a little trick here. We're going to go to news. We're going to go province logs. What the heck did I do to this guy? Go all the way down to the bottom. Wow, I've been busy. Okay, early indications. Okay, we bribed our enemy general. That's good. That's what I wanted to see. So we're going to go here. And we're going to attack him. Oh, he's not really in range. I don't really like that. But you know what? Again, this is for the video. So here we go. 188 acres. I'm not too excited about that. That's kind of what I was expecting. I feel like if I attack that first guy again, I'll probably get a similar amount. Let's try the next target. And if not, and if, you know what, I can't complain. That's pretty good. Oh, Misty Mountains, yeah. That was a pretty good one. Plus the targets are already drying up a little bit as, not too many people actually play Genesis. So it is a little bit harder. This guy looks like the perfect target though. Um, it's just, any combination I think would have done well in this style of Genesis where everyone just leaves YOLO troops at home. This actually works out quite well. 216 acres. That's really nice. Okay, let's try one more. So 20, what was it? 22. And oh, seriously? That guy's not. I don't know. Let's go back and check the first guy again. I normally don't like to attack the same targets twice, but in this case, oh, no, he's taking too much of a beating. I may as well just, oof. Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one. Okay, let's skip. I grew too much. That's the problem. Okay, you know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna try one more target, and if I can't get it, we're just gonna attack. You know what? That's not a good target either. So let's just do one on the fly here. All right, do I even have a general home to attack with? No, I don't. He'll be home shortly, so we're doing well. Okay, so let's find out one more target here. As you can see, I have grown quite substantially already. Um, here we go, testing 12392. He'll be our final target. Okay, perfect. I don't know if I should be able to break that with my army coming home. Uh, do, will they be home before the tick, though, is the question. Of course they will be. Will I be able to march before the tick? That's the greater question. Can I bribe his generals? Yes. Can I attack? Testing. No, so close. Okay, I'll get him next time. Get him on the tick. But it just means we probably need to rebribe his generals because um, generally that's operation only lasts one time. Holy cow, I've got a lot of soldiers to train. Okay, so let's go back here. We're gonna go back to here. Our spawn is thrown again because that's you want to make sure you get the right numbers all the time. Again, we're getting ready to attack, so there isn't much difference there. And attack. Boom, 225 acres. There we go. Okay. Getting up there nicely now. So I probably spent about a total of, what does the video say? What does the broadcast say? An hour and 42 minutes. Okay, that's quite a bit of time. But as you can see, I've already more than doubled in size. We're almost at 3,000 acres. I'm really happy with this progress that this combination has made for my short input into it. As you can see, I'm training boatloads of troops. Um, I'll probably have a pretty sizable force. I can't even build the acres that I have right now until the tick because I just spent all my money, it looks like. So we're just going to turn down the draft shortly for a moment. Double check our spells. Looks like nothing's really missing right now. We're definitely going to have to get some stuff going on here because I need some guilds. I need some wizards for all these acres that are coming in. I need to keep that going. I need to keep my dungeons going. Obviously, I need to keep farms going. Now, the question is, how do you know how much farms you need? Well, you got this farms command. There you go, farms. 7.5% or 6% with fertile lands. I like to, you know, I like to cast fertile lands, but I know I'm going to be going to sleep eventually, so I don't necessarily want, I'll probably get a few more attacks in, I think. Um, so there we go. Again, I'm just going to build whatever I can. Whoa, I don't want to build 10% dungeons. That's crazy. 1% dungeons is good. I was wondering where all that went to. Okay, so we're going to dump that up to 26.5 and racks at 30. I want to try and make as many attacks as I can. So I still got some acres to build. But again, that doesn't really make too much difference to me at this time. What does matter is finding another target. So I've got about 15 minutes to find another target. So let's see what I can do here. Okay, that's not so great. By the time my army comes back, he might not be a good target. Okay, let's go next one. Next. Next. Ooh. I mean, this guy could probably do some damage to me, but I don't have too many options here. So, basically, I'm just going to go, just add him to my list of provinces to check on when it comes time to march again. And let's go to the next.
Okay, I don't know about that guy. Dwarves are kind of tanky, so it might not be worth it. Shadow Kane, this guy's probably not even going to be in range by the time my next army gets back. As you can see, again, my net worth's almost tripled since I started this, so that gives you some idea of how quickly a gain speed attacker can change the playing field. Um, Maybe a good combo for World of Legends, maybe not. Um, it definitely would be nice if you could keep up with it, though. I mean, I think a core of avian orcs could probably be very dangerous in World of Legends if played correctly, with the correct support. Because again, if you look at their detractors, I mean, what are they really? There's the honor thing, and there's the stables thing. So, I mean, as far as penalties go, those really aren't that big of a deal. I mean, horses, yeah, sure, it's great, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're kind of looking with this combination to, return and out hit. So, um, I'm not too concerned about being able to hit. Once you're big enough, you definitely have enough elite power to hit just about anybody anyway. So there's no concern really, that the combination would not be able to do some damage. Okay, so it looks like we just ticked again. Yeah. Did we? Yes. Yes, I have money, so we ticked. Okay. Still not enough to build though. Okay, so even with that reduced building cost, I'm still struggling to train and build all at the same time. But I mean, this is what is nice to have a kingdom supporting you. Um, you can share resources, or maybe you can have a thief go to, that 17 million guy and more or less empty out his coffers with a few attacks. But I'm just going to keep pumping into my build here, which is currently training grounds, barracks, guilds, towers, universities, and dungeons. Of course, in preparation for going to sleep at some point, and also helping build up that science a little bit. Okay, so again, I want to make as many hits as possible. Gains, if I could break 3 or 4 targets every time without sending elites, that's kind of what I want to do. Um, so, with the amount of books invested, as you can see, the gains versus OME is quite different in terms of the return. So at this time, again, with limited time, I'm just going with things that are going to give me more or less an instant return for my investment. Again, this is kind of what the whole build is about, instant return, avian orc combo, focusing heavily on, just attacking with a small intel portion. But of course, making all those hits count. Um, if we look back into the news here, again, you can check out your province logs. We'll just take a quick look at what happened here at our last march. So your forces arrived at this guy. We kicked butt, took all these acres. 115 survived and can be refitted. We also got some specialists, some peasants settled. We gained honor. We lost griffins. Barely anything. We killed about 800 enemy troops and about another 193 in our dungeons. So, all in all, we killed and imprisoned about 1,000 troops on that one. Um, let's take a look at this guy. Similar situation here with the kills, but I mean, I only lost 100 griffins there. Um, Losses are really low, and I don't even have hospitals. It's pretty nice, actually. Let's see. Here's another one. We killed about 1,000 enemy troops and imprisoned about 246. Um, okay, this was a nice one. This is the one I wanted to go back to. We lost 175 griffins. We killed 1,856 enemy troops and imprisoned 200 enemy troops in our dungeons. That is insane. That that like kill to death ratio is like, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna do it quickly on my little calculator. 1856 plus 200 equals 2056, and we're gonna divide that by my deaths of 175. So it was 11.7 kills to death ratio on that march. That was pretty sweet. Um, likely I would expect is my bribe generals probably triggered on that one and contributed to that sweet kill count. Here we go. Again, check my stats here. 300,000 net worth, 2,849. Again, this is one of those combos that, like in a war, left unchecked would just grow out of control. Because as you can see, I was having trouble finding targets at the 120,000 acre range. I've again almost like tripled that now, or I'm on my way to doing that for sure with the training. And my next round of attacks with the elites. I mean, check out my daily income is insane. I can't even keep up with my max population. I'm about 20k off of my max population. So I think I'm just gonna be chilling here, pumping for a minute, and yeah, kicking butt. We're really kicking butt. So let's see here. Okay, coming up on a tick at the end of the month. 24th is the end of the month in Utopia. So don't be alarmed when you see that. It's a good thing that I have these drinks. Just bear with me here for a moment while I take my headset off to drink something. All right, I'm back after a short bubbly break. Okay, here we go. Look at all this mad cash I have. Yeah, well, I need thieves, so let's get our thieves on. As otherwise, I'm not going to be able to take intel. Whew, look at those guys are expensive. Just barely enough to cover my buildings that I have left over. Get some dungeons. And I'm not really going to be able to steal runes. I don't really need too many runes, but I don't want to run out of runes, so I kind of want to keep my guilds and towers, um, in production. Let's take a look at my armies. We got some time left. Um, Wonderful. Okay, so at this point, I think the illustration is pretty complete. It gives you a pretty good idea of what you need to do to create a Genesis kingdom and what you need to do to be successful. Of course, many builds are possible, and the one that I chose was simply for the illustrative purposes of kicking butt and gaining and growing as fast as much as possible in as little time as possible, with as little effort as possible. Basically, all I was doing was searching for. I mean, you watched it here. I'm just going, next, and I'm just checking the gains, and I'm just going next and next. I keep my list of guys that I've hit and guys that I did want to look at hitting. So I kind of know who my targets are going to be. It looks like just looking at these guys here, this is likely going to be two of my next attacks will be number 1 and 4. Ooh, tasty. Perfect combination, actually, because they're probably going to taste pretty good. And, let's keep going here. The Shadow of King guy might actually be in range. So maybe he would be a good target because it doesn't look like there's too many other people in range. Yep. I mean, not much going on here. No one I can really attack. So I mean, provided I keep growing, keep doing my thing. I mean, I don't really have much time until the end of the age to make any kind of sizable impact. However, I do feel that consistent playing with that combination possibly could have gotten me some form of crown that is at the end of age would be awarded to whoever has the most net worth, acres, or honor or war wins. So I mean that's really the purposes behind the crowns. Looks like we might have time. I'm going to show you one more round of attacks just so I can break the 3,000 acres of land with my incoming. So I already have 3 of my 4 targets. I'm just gonna go and see if I can find one last target, and those will be my hits. And looks like I got it. My last target. So now I've got my four targets. So now it's just all about again, checking on your kingdom, updating your intel. Love Genesis. That's so sweet. I mean, look at that income. At this point, I could probably, crank up my draft. Um, keep going with that. See if I got my self spells up. Looks like we're good. We're good. I'm gonna have to recast Bloodlust and War Spoils before my next attacks, just so I can get going a little bit faster there. As I said, don't mind me. I like to update my intel a lot, um, especially when I'm playing Genesis. It's just a habit. While I'm waiting, okay. Looks like somebody's upset in the Muga thing. Just gonna check out these human guys. Apparently, oh, 111. Wow, these guys are doing quite well for themselves. So I mean, this gives you some idea of what you look like when you get to those sizes. Um, if I was able to stay up another 4 hours, let's say, I could probably catch up with these guys, although I wouldn't be able to not go to work. So it's very likely, that these guys are probably going to take the crown um, for this Genesis age. But again, it's not exactly something I'm interested in at this time. Okay, so see, I still didn't have enough money, so I'm going to go to an aggressive draft. I'm going to, again, train offense and just take a quick look at my army. Okay, one, two, three, four armies. I'm currently waiting. Let's check our science. Looks like I missed a few ticks. As you can see, science really starts to stack up over time when you're not paying attention, but that's nice. You get these big boosts. Uh, so it's starting to look like, there isn't that much of a difference between gains in offensive military efficiency. Um, so here we go. Our armies are going to be back soon. As I said, this is going to be the last round of attacks for this video. Again, just quick video. Well, not very quick. It's about a 2-hour video of me playing Genesis, from creating an account essentially to creating a province. And then setting it up and making some attacks and kind of just going through a brief walkthrough of how to play the game. Of course, most of this applies to World of Legends as well. Just keep in mind the gameplay I was going for here was purely just educational video about how to play Genesis, how to set up an account in Utopia, how to pick a combination to suit your needs. Again, keep in mind I was playing a solo game here. Um, all I wanted to do was smash and grab as fast as possible, as much as possible. And I wanted to try a hybrid combo. I didn't want to go with a pure because, again, everyone on the server seems to have favored pures. But people have been saying birth rate doesn't matter so much. But it clearly, it's really coming along nicely here. I have no complaints about this extra 50% birth rate increase, especially with 30,000 peasants. I mean, if you go back like an hour on this video, you really get an idea of how quickly Genesis moves along. Um, so, again, see, my armies are already coming home. Um, you know, I really want to make these attacks because I think they're going to be some really sweet attacks. So I'm going to update my intel here. Just do a quick check. This is something everybody likes to see. Sometimes I get bored and I just like flipping through the pages. I have a somewhat of a short attention span, so I like to see things happen quickly, or I like to see results, happen quickly rather. So again, this is a perfect combination for me. Because again, I was just going for that purely smash and grab. Again, this is something to keep an eye on when you're, creating a province in Genesis and going to sleep. You always want to make sure you're going to have enough food because, a tick's so short. If I'm losing 2,000 bushels, I'm just going to do some quick math here. Let's say I'm losing 2,000 for the entire, I forget and I go to sleep, but I'm losing that every 5 minutes. I'm gonna see how many ticks I can last by taking, my total food currently in reserve, and I'm gonna divide it by the net change. So I could last about 124.6 ticks of Genesis with the current food that I have on hand. Um, so that's a decent amount of time, but at the same time, it's not a whole lot of time. So divide that by 12. I got about 10 hours. So if I sleep for about 10 hours, I'm obviously not going to sleep that long, but that's about how long I would have, provided nobody bothers my province or takes food, um, or anything like that. Then it won't even matter. I will be fine until the morning, and I'll have some thieves, as I put some into training already. Definitely no shortage of offense, maybe a bit of a shortage on defense, but that's something I'll be training tonight, I think, before I go to bed. That and, converting most of my build to university so I can really stack on that science. I'm sure someone's going to probably try and learn my province, um, that is steal the books, but, that's the nature of the game, so there's nothing we can really do about that. Um, but at this time, that really again wasn't the point of the video. So we're just going to be focusing on this last round of attacks, and then I'll be signing off for the night. So awesome. Let's see, I got my first army home, and the game is ticking. Got my 4 targets. So let's wait for this game to tick. All right, let's make our attacks. Holy cow, look at all the soldiers I gotta train. Okay, see this is well, you know what, I'm gaining acres, so remember we gotta cast our bloodlust. Don't want to kill troops. We gotta cast our war spoils. Oh no, am I not gonna be able to cast war spoils? Oh dude, this is no good. Okay, so we need a quick resource grab of some runes from somebody who is in range and possibly easy to steal from. It doesn't look like I'm got too many options here, so we're gonna try one of my targets. Um, hopefully, I can steal some runes from him. Oof. Okay. Well, you know what? That might not work out. I might have to go ahead without war spoils, unless I can quickly find another target that I can steal these runes from. Because I don't want to use all my stealth. I need some stealth to like do my other stuff. So I don't want to use it all just to keep trying to cast on war spoils if I know I can't get it. Let's try this guy. He was there we go. Okay, so we're getting some success there. Let's get enough runes to try and cast it one more time. Come on, fingers crossed. Yes. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. We're going to attack our first target here. This guy. Where was he again? 13, 2. Ooh. Ooh, if you're watching the video, don't move. It's only going to sting for 2 seconds. Oh, he's actually got some decent at-home defense. This one is actually, you know what? Now that I have more offense, I'm not too concerned about it. So let's bust them up. Mhm. Okay, yeah, as you can see, okay, I've still got some of my armies aren't home yet, so we'll bust him up. Oh, only 176 acres. That's unfortunate. He probably had some guard stations. Or his net worth was just that low, unfortunately. That's the only issue with Genesis is it's very easy to lose a lot of targets that are in range. So we're going to go over to the next one. We're going to see what Tasty's got under the hood. Come on. There we go. Oof. This guy is actually trying to play the game. Okay, he's not a good target. Let's move on to our next guy. Might have been a mistake attacking this kingdom. We'll find out in the morning. My province is still alive. We're going to move on to our next target here. Looks like we might have to target hunt on the fly. Oh, whoa. This guy is like actually playing the game. Okay. That's not a good example. Again, we're just trying to grow here. So let's go over to my next one. Let's try this guy. I mean, name like that. Wow, look at all this science that he's got. So if I do a learn on that, yeah, you know what? This might be one of those ones where, I just do a quick show you what a learn looks like. If I can get a spy on throne, beauty. Yeah, you know what? He's got a lot of defense, but I'll show you what a learn looks like. Don't worry about my growth pattern. Come on, I want that Psalm. There we go. Okay. I was hoping maybe his army would be out. Did I bribe his generals? No, I don't think so. Uh, yes. All right. Now it's gonna see. I'm gonna show you what a really nice learn looks like. Okay. Oh yeah. Nice. Almost a million books. Okay. Now I would have liked to have taken some land for that much offense. But in this case, I'm happy with the books because I'm really short on books right now, and that was a nice little boost. There's not too many times you get to take almost a million books from someone. There were some changes that reduced the number of books taken um, from unallocated books this age, and then you get a little bit more from what they do have allocated. So hitting these guys, I would have gotten a lot more books, but this is probably what's going to be considered a good learn this age going forward. But I mean, I can't complain. I got a ton of books off that, and a bunch are allocated now for me as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and oh no, I just missed it. Okay, look at all the troops I'm drafting. Can't keep up with them. Okay, so we're going to turn the draft rate down a little bit. And just so I can keep up, I'm going to get some, I'm running into the end of the night for me, so I'm going to do one or two more rounds of offense training, and then I'm going to call it quits and start training defense because I'm probably going to have to go to sleep to make it to work tomorrow. Okay. Again, build what I can. Don't really care. Let's get that income popping. We're going to go all into offensive military. No, you know what? We're going to go into gains. Because why not? All right, and the rest is going to go into thievery because I need to make those things count. So I got 10% gains now. That's pretty epic. I got 20% income. Now we're really rocking. Okay, 43,000. Whew, look at those numbers. My goodness. Okay, so next tick is going to be pretty epic. I have to say, 300,000 GC. Um, it kind of makes you just want to go like that again. Uh, Back to here. We're going to check patriotism. We got that on. Okay. When's my next general coming back? Looks like you're back already. So I've got both my generals back, and I got 84,000 offense. That's still pretty reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and check for another target now because I am actually out of targets for my list, which is not that big of a deal. It just means we got to go out hunting again. So here's a good guy. Let's check this guy out. 824. Perfect. My only concern now is I'm running low on stealth, as you see. I could use CBs, so that is a crystal ball to get this information, and I might be doing that. Has not been attacked much. Perfect. Well, this guy has a ton of offense. He could definitely smack me around if he wanted to later on, but he's going to be my target right now. And we're going to go like that. 4%. Nice. All right, 200 acres. That's nice. All right, that'll give my peasants some room to grow. And, I probably should keep my drakes home, but we're just going to go ahead and look for another target. So let's see if I can find somebody else with a really low defense. I think I checked this Sniffs guy. Well, let's check out Sniffs. He kept coming up on my radar a few times now. So may as well check him out. I've only got one or two shots left at this. So nice. But again, I don't know if I have that much offense. He'll probably be a nice hit if I could break him, but I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm sending everything though. Um, maybe he's marching. I doubt it though. Nope. I actually had quite a bit of stealth left there. Okay, well I failed that one. That's okay. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go a little bit like that, and that's how easy it is. All right, look at that, 3,500 acres. So I've tripled in size in this duration of this 2-hour video. We're going on 2 hours and 11 minutes now. So we're all set there. Again, you want to update your intel. And that's my avian orc tutorial on playing Genesis for this age coming 92. Again, this is testing the second round of tests for the age 92 changes. It's part of the Utopia News team signing off. Thank you so much for watching. I realize this video is on the longer end, but it's totally worth it for new players. Again, thank you so much for supporting the news team and Utopia altogether, and we'd love to see everyone playing Age 92 and Genesis. Thank you so much for your participation, and have a great night. Again, remember, play Age 92, World of Legends, and play